Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my 2023 Toyota Tacoma TRD Off-Road Premium. You're probably wondering why I got the 2023 instead of the 2024, and the reason being it's always been one of my dream trucks to get ever since I saw it first released, at least in Canada, in 2015, and I think I just graduated from undergrad at that point. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get one. It was way out of my price range. I just got out of school and started working. Yeah, this has been a long time coming, and I thought I would share with you guys the first impressions of me getting this truck, which I've been driving for the past, give or take 6 months. So I guess you can call it a half-year review. It's golden hour right now, and hopefully I can get this under 20 minutes, give or take. No guarantees. But this is essentially just going to be a video of basically it's just a brief overview of all the features, some of the likes and dislikes, and some of the, I guess you can call like surprising things that I didn't really expect when purchasing a vehicle like this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it and you guys get something out of it. There's going to be a lot of like ums and ahs as I try to formulate my opinion, but in general it's just going to be very straightforward, my honest opinion. And you know, I should say I am a bit of a Toyota fanboy. I have always been a Toyota fanboy, but I'm also trying to keep it real and try to keep it authentic as much as I can. I find that when you script things too much, it just becomes unrelatable to most people. But anyways, here it goes. We're gonna start from the outside first, and then we'll work our way into the truck. All right, just gonna make sure I have my keys in here. Yeah, I do. So first things first, the color choice is, I think this is called magnetic gray, metallic. It doesn't have a metallic flake to it, but it does have a bit of a shine. And it wasn't actually my first color choice. I actually wanted a lunar rock, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get delivery of that in time. And I was actually allocated for 2023 model in November, but timing just didn't work out, and unfortunately I had to let that go. And this is the only truck in all of Western Canada at the time in 2024 of a 2023 model. And the reason why I had to pull the trigger right away was because essentially it was the last one in off-road premium trim, and everyone was being pushed onto the 2024 allocation, and I didn't want to be the first guinea pig on the 2024s. You could probably see online there's a lot of issues going on, especially like the transmission, and also people feeling comfortable with the 4-cylinder and the turbo. So as they work out the kinks and, you know, all the quirks of the 2024s, I think it's probably better to not risk it. So I went ahead with the 2023s, and as I mentioned before, when the 3rd gen first came out, it was probably roughly around 9-10 years ago now. I've always wanted it, and I guess you can call it my dream truck. So that's the reason why we're stuck with this color. So overall, first impressions, I really do like the look. It's very understated. It's not a very flashy vehicle, and obviously there's other competitors that are much better designed in my opinion. But the thing about Toyotas is that they're very understated, and that's what makes a Toyota, I guess. So overall, you can see the iconic Toyota logo. It's quite big. It's almost the size of my palm. And then the Toyota front cameras over here. There's the honeycomb grille. A lot of people do upgrade to the TRD Pro grille, especially when you get the OEM lift. But I think for now, I actually do like this. It's a neat design. No complaints there. This is a Canadian spec, so it does come with a engine heating block plug. I don't think I actually plugged it in yet, but it is there, and it's a 3-prong plug, and you can plug it in. You don't really need it on the West Coast, but in the East Coast and up north, definitely comes in handy. Here are the fog lights. Here's the clearance. You get around 9.7 inches. I think that's the spec. 9.7 inches of ground clearance. Eventually the idea is that I will mod this over time, but for now it's good enough. Oh, and I should mention, I purposely didn't clean the truck because I wanted to keep it as real and as authentic as possible, so there's no bias here. So it's not like super polished or anything, although I do appreciate a clean truck. But you know, cars are meant to be driven, so there it is. We've got the nice Toyota or Tacoma chrome badging right here. Some people like to darken this out, but personally for me, I actually do like the chrome. Here's the side mirrors and the indicator signals, and then right underneath here is the side cameras. I'm just gonna pop over the truck, not the trunk, the front engine cover. Show you guys a little bit of the V6. If I can find the clip. Unfortunately, as you can tell, there's no what do they call those? Hydraulic arms to lift up the front hood. So that's Toyota value engineering for you. Now this is pretty sturdy. You get a little metal prong to prop it up, and it hooks in so it doesn't move about. So here's the engine bay. All 278 horsepower in its glory, V6. I have a suspicion, it's just my own opinion, I have a suspicion that these things are going to be pretty valuable in the near future, because as they work out the problem with the 4-cylinder turbo and also the 4-cylinder hybrid, I feel like people are probably going to miss the V6, and you know, and inevitably any new product that you get, you're always going to run into issues. Like it's never a smooth process, so you know, it is what it is. So check out the rims. Eventually these are going to be upgraded, but for now these are the stock rims. They're actually not too bad looking. And then the Wrangler Goodyear, I think these are all, they're not all terrain, but they might be all season, maybe all terrain tires. I don't know, you're gonna have to fact check me. Oh no, they are all terrain. Eventually I'll probably get beefier tires and a beefier setup, but for now these will do just fine. We're not going like super hardcore off-roading just yet. And the specs on these are 16-inch 16 by 7.5 inch rims. I believe they're alloy, and the tires are, I can't remember, I gotta look at my notes here. Where's my notes? P265 70 R16s. Here's the rear. It's a 5-foot bed for the TRD 4x4 off-road trim. This is the premium trim, so it does have the lane assist, blind spot lane assist. So I think these sensors are somewhere located around the rear bumper and also in the front as well. Here's the truck bed. It's already been used a couple of times already. I've been offloading mattresses, like moving stuff for people, delivering supplies for other people. You know, when you own a truck, people start asking for favors. There's little cubby holes that you can store your stuff. I should probably put my straps in here, because I usually put the straps inside the car or in the truck. And then you've got your power outlet. I believe this only goes up to 400 watts. Not too powerful, but I think it's good enough for most low wattage power tools. Here's the lights. It does turn on, so it's really handy in the night. The tailgate, I think it's also soft closed. Let's try that again. Or soft open, I should say, so it doesn't slam on your knees. And yeah, that's the truck bed. The 5-foot bed is not as useful as most people would say, and that's the honest truth. Most standard plywood is like 4x8, so trying to fit, you know, 4x8 into a 5-foot truck bed is actually not as practical as you would think. If you're a person that does actually move a lot of construction materials, especially standardized plywood sheets. 5-foot bed is probably not the right truck. The only reason why I did get the 5-foot bed is because in Canada we don't have a choice when it comes to TRD off-road. TRD off-road, TRD off-road premium, they don't come in 5-foot beds. I believe they do come in 6-foot in the States. And I really wanted the rear locker, which is only available on the TRD off-road and off-road premium, so that was the only choice that we could get essentially. Taillights, the V6 badging, the Tacoma, what do you call these things? Recess? Or, I'm blanking here. But eventually I'm gonna have a mod for this down the line. I'm not gonna reveal it yet. Here's where you put in your tow. Here's all the, I think pretty sure these are all power for the trailers. And that's the exterior. Gas cap. There's going to be an upcoming mod for this as a brief preview, but we'll leave that for another time. Here's the rear section as we move our way into the interior. There is one little tiny quirk. On the passenger side, the back side, you do get this little pocket to fit stuff in, right? But for some reason, on the driver's side, there's nothing. Somebody made a conscious decision in the design or engineering team, or maybe it's accounting, you know, they're bean counting, trying to save costs. But it's just so weird that they would have on one side something to put stuff in, but on the rear, just totally nothing. In terms of storage, the one thing that actually kind of surprised me was that there's actually not a lot of storage inside the vehicle, as you would think, because on a typical vehicle, let's say a car, for example, you would have a rear trunk, which is covered. I guess you can say, yo, you can get a soft top or a tonneau cover or hard cover or whatever. That's true, but that's also an extra cost. So that's just that's the buyer beware situation. Make sure your expectations are curtailed. But that's not to say that they haven't tried to put storage solutions for you, which is actually really, really cool. So the main storage solutions are underneath the seat and behind the back seat. We'll do that later. But underneath the seat, you lift this up and you turn this little plastic dial and boom, there you go. You got your storage and you can fit some stuff, and it does all go all the way through. So single side here, double side over there. And this is actually a really neat way to store things because it's not visible. And if you're afraid of people being opportunists to smash your window and steal your stuff, just tuck it underneath here. It will deter anyone from doing it. It's not going to guarantee if someone knows that there's stuff behind there. But yeah, the other storage is right behind the seats. So you pull the strap and just like that, you have a little bit of a cubby hole here. This is where I put my straps and gloves when I never need to load stuff in the back. It's not a whole lot, but it's still something. It's better than nothing. And you can still fit quite a bit of stuff in here. And it's not overly inconvenient, although a trunk would be nice, but this is a truck after all. Actually, I don't think it comes with the center pull down for your arms, so that's another thing that kind of surprised me. But there is a lot of cup holders though. There's actually, if I pull this out, 1, 2, and if I show you guys in the front, 3, 4, and 5. There's actually a lot of cup holders here. Nothing too fancy about the doors. Here's your speakers, more cup holders. Although here's a funny thing. Toyota wanted to make sure that you can't put cups in here. This is only for bottles. I mean, cool, thanks Toyota. I mean, I'm still gonna put cups in here anyways. Actually, you know what? I don't even know why you can't even put cups in here. Maybe it's not wide enough, who knows? The one little quirk I wanted to mention about, this is me being like overly critical, and I know this is totally a first world problem. So right underneath here, there's this little piece of fabric that basically sticks in here. I just feel like this is just way too cheap for a $50,000 truck. Like, come on. This is just excessive value engineering, in my opinion. I guess they're trying to hide the screws inside here. But personally for me, that was just one of those things where it's like, Whoa, was not expecting that. All right, moving on. As we enter onto the inside, so here's all the, hold on, let me check the exposure, make sure you guys can see. All right, so here's all the goodies. This trim does come with the sunroof. And all your crawl control, your rear diff, all your sunroof, open and close, up and down controls are up here. It's a pretty convenient location. Here's the emergency SOS button. I personally would probably relocate all these buttons if I was designing this vehicle. I just feel like it isn't something that everybody uses every single day. And so this location could actually be better use for, let's say, your sunglasses or it's knickknacks or whatever. You'll probably see these in other Toyota SUVs where they have this little cubby hole that pulls down. Personally, for me, I would prefer if these dials were, put somewhere else, maybe like on the center console or the dash or something like that. But I get it, like from a functional point of view and ergonomics, when you're concentrating driving off-road, you want something that's easily accessible, especially to your co-pilot as well, if they're assisting you as well. So that does make sense, but I feel like a little bit of extra storage could help. Here's the front dash, steering wheel. It's got a really nice feel to it. This is all fake leather, by the way. The premium packages does come with leather, but it's fake leather. Pretty decent material. A lot of plastic parts, like all this is plastic, all that is plastic. The shift knob, it did come with upgraded TRD shift knobs. I do have the stock one, but when I bought it from the dealer, they actually did install it. I'm not sure why. I guess I was lucky. Here's all your buttons, very big, very, very, I guess they're not very elegant. They're not like nice buttons, but they're all very functional, very big, very masculine. I mean, after all, it is a truck. Touch button start, your 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low. All your temperature controls, AC, your hazards, your blind spot monitor, your ECT power, your rear push. I've never actually used this button before. Can't remember what it was for. Your USB right here. And then this one's for your phone charger, which I should mention, by the way, the wireless phone charger never works. So don't even like hope that it's gonna work. Like literally, it never works. And you're probably wondering, like, well, just take your phone case off. Yes, I did try that. Just does not work. Trust me, doesn't work. All the cup holders. This is a 6-speed automatic. I don't even think manuals are that popular anymore, but yeah, most Tacomas being sold, they're all automatic. Nothing fancy, nothing special. A lot of storage in the center. Pretty deep. I've got a bunch of stuff in here. As you can tell, I purposely did not clean this vehicle because I want to keep it as raw and as authentic as possible. Here's the front glove box. Store a bunch of stuff in here. Insurance stuff, your driver manual, your bolts for the wheels. And as we move over to the left side, well, actually, let's go over the steering wheel. These are all your up, down, track controls, volume control, phone calls, Bluetooth. It does integrate with your it does integrate with your phone, so which is really convenient. Oh, by the way, the Tacomas, they're not very tech heavy, which can be a good and bad thing. If you're a person that's used to having the latest greatest tech, Tacomas are probably not the right vehicle for you. Personally, for me, I'm a pretty simple person. I don't really care for too much of the tech side. I'm more practical. The simpler the better. For a lot of people, they might be wondering, for $50,000, what kind of technology do you get? Unfortunately, not a whole lot. I hate to break it to you, but that's the honest truth. Here's the infotainment screen. It's pretty responsive, and you know what? Let's turn it on. let's see here, apps. Let's go back. Let's try setup. Audio, phone. So it does connect to your phone. It's pretty nice. So it's not an iPad quality touch experience, but generally speaking, it's fairly responsive. Anyways, here's the left side. This is your camera. I can't remember what this was for. This is for, what's this for? I can't even remember either. I think this is your auto high beam. And then this is the power that goes into the power outlet in the rear bed. Oh, actually, there's one more thing I did want to show. Let's see here. Did want to show this. The blind spot monitor. It's a button that you have to click. The one thing that actually confused me at the start was there's one time where I actually bumped my leg into this or bumped my knee into this and it turned this off. And so I thought for a second the blind spot monitor, which is that little etching right there, which turns orange when there's a car in your blind spot, was malfunctioning. But turns out there's a button for it, so you just click that and that means that it is on. I don't know why you would want to turn it off, but I'm guessing it's because during off-roading situations you're going to get a bunch of false signals, so that's probably why. The other thing I wanted to show you guys before I turn the vehicle off was this. Now I know it looks pretty decent in terms of the resolution, but honestly, in my opinion, this is what I was talking about, the technology, is that you think this, you think a $50,000 truck would give you 1080p or something like that. But when you look at it closely, it's not very clear. It's more like 720p quality for the cameras. And for some reason, I just don't know if that's really necessary in terms of value engineering. 1080p is not a new technology. It has been out for a while, in fact, probably for the last 20 years. So I feel like even though Toyota is a very conservative company, they don't want to try new things. They don't want to go outside, and take too much of a risk, but they can do much better with 720p quality cameras. That's just me. Like, if I'm paying $50,000, I expect a little bit better quality. I mean, heck, even the GoPro that I'm filming on right now has better resolution than this. So yeah, that's a fail in my opinion. I'm just being honest here, even though I'm a Toyota fanboy. Anyways, here's all the controls for your it's the end of the day, lost for words here. These are your controls for your windows, lock, your mirror controls, and that's about it. That's the interior. I think that's really all I wanted to say. Actually, no, one more thing. This, I get it. It's not supposed to be fancy. It's not supposed to be luxury, but I just have to say, this is just, I don't know why, this is just too flimsy. And the material here to the touch, it's not bad. I get it, it's just a visor. It's nothing spectacular, but this is just, it just feels really flimsy for something that could be like, subjected to quite a bit of force, especially when you're driving and there's sun glaring like right now, golden hour outside. I don't know if you guys can see, but still, like, this just, it's a little too flimsy for my taste. And I just remember the first time that I was actually using it, and I was pulling it down, I was like, what? This thing just feels like paper. Really, it's as thin as a paper. I don't know, maybe I'm being too harsh here, but you guys let me know. Anyways, with all that being said, we are close to 29 minutes now, so that's quite a long time. Yeah, overall, my final impressions, I guess my 6-month review would be that it really is a great truck. It maybe is not the best bang for your buck in terms of value against the other competition, but if you wanted something that's reliable, a V6, and decent gas mileage, and something that is probably going to last you a long time if you maintain it right, then the Tacoma really is a really good truck that might suit your needs. And for me, I've always wanted one ever since I saw the 3rd gen being released in Canada in 2015. And it really is a dream come true. For context, personally for me, it is my everyday vehicle, but I don't drive it a lot. I'm pretty fortunate and pretty privileged to be in a position to work from home, and I don't really have to commute. So this really essentially is more like a extra, a nice to have, and I guess you can say in some aspect a bit of a toy. But that's not to say that you shouldn't buy it just because of all the reasons that I, conveyed. I still feel like my experience might be a little bit different. It's something that I've always wanted, and I've accepted all the quirks and its flaws. I will look forward to building upon, modding it, getting parts for it, and show you guys, and you guys coming along this journey with me. I'm not a truck expert, I'm not a car expert, I'm not super mechanically inclined. Really, it's just a learning experience, and at the end of the day, it's really just a toy. One of the major goals is to build it out as an overland vehicle and travel the world, to create new experiences, for myself, and hopefully with you guys too, if you guys enjoy it, and with also someone special in the future, and who knows, later down the road, a group of special people. Yeah, I just feel very fortunate to be able to be in this position, to own this to own this truck. It's not trivial. It is quite a bit of money. It is 50 grand. But thankfully I've been saving up for pretty much the last 2 or 3 years, and it's all paid off. I've always thought that I don't know if I'm gonna make the right decision, but at least if I buy a Tacoma, it softens the blow of the wrong decision, because if you look at the used car value of Tacomas right now, they're just insane. I have a suspicion that they will continue to hold its value because of the V6, and people might have this nostalgia for a traditional high-cylinder V6 6-cylinder engine inside a truck. With all that being said, if you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, hit subscribe. It really does help me out. Really does help me, or encourages me, to upload more and more consistently. I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I just never really, at the end of the day, you just gotta go do it. It's not gonna be perfect, but you do the best you can. With all that being said, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you learned something new as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.